these extra tactics, but really just keeping a cool head is probably the first, second, and third best ways to just get through this, isn't it? Because if you lose it, you've lost it.
Obviously, there is a difference in prize money. You wouldn't like to get to the final table with so few chips you were guaranteed to go out in 6, but it would make a difference. So therefore, you could be down to 10,000 as a stack and still get through to the final.
8 more, 12 total.
Yeah, you definitely could. And even then, there's nothing saying you can't move up the chip in a chair. You know, you can move up the prize pool.
8 more.
8 more, yeah.
Dave Clayton has raised Andy Pyra's big blind with the 7 deuce. And taking the pot down, looking at the leaderboard. It's Yanni in front. He's won the most hands and been the most aggressive as far as bet frequency goes. And Jallis, look at him, 13%. Is he too tight?
Well, it's a tough one to call. It's not been working out recently, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Jallis, talking about difference in prize pools. If he just sits out and lets the other two play a big pot, it could be worth $10,000 to him, which is amazing.
That's right, 10,000
Re-raise.
already he's on.
Yanni has raised from the button,
42 total.
and Andy Pyra, no, excuse me, from behind the button, a small blind for Andy Pyra, re-raise with the ace-9. That's strong.
I think he's making a stand against what appears to be the bully around the table, and makes a stand with an ace-9, although he refused earlier to raise when he was first to speak with an ace as well, which would have probably won that pot as well.
I'll tell you, the key thing there, Steve, is Andy was right. you
Yes,
know?
exactly.
I mean, and he had the desired effect. It's interesting that you have to stand up to those bullies sometimes, or else they'll just run over you.
Well, Andy Pyra is a player that could very well stand up to a bully and could get a bully into big trouble. If you get to the final and lose in first spot, you get $20,000. If you go out now, you get 10,000. How low are you prepared to go with your stack to hope that 2 other players go all in against each other?
That's true.
Or if there's an all-in, say there's 2 all-ins and you've got 10,000 left, you can just
Pass.
stick with your 10,000.
If 2 players are all in, and you pick up aces,
With that last $10, what do you do?
You could get paid $10,000 to fold. These things happen.
The dog's taking more of an interest in this hand.
Raise. 10 more.
This is the first time Peter's been completely on the arm before the flop, and Yanni's got him beat.
He must be aware, Yanni, I would imagine, that he may well be prepared to go for all his chips afterwards. He's only got 40-odd thousand left.
It's interesting. Yanni's in a situation right now where if he plays a big pot here and wins, the game is over. If he folds, he knows the game continues. Is he enjoying himself?
He's obviously making a big decision. He can afford to lose chips, but he doesn't want to. He sensed weakness last time in Jallis. Has he sensed it again?
It seems like that.
How can he have known? Because it wasn't an all-in bet. He's doing it again.
Re-raise.
Oh, that's fantastic. It won't be fantastic from Peter's point of view, but how does he know that? How did he know that?
35,000.
How did he know that? Because it was such a small raise, the guy was trying to steal the money? If he had anything decent, he'd have put all his chips in?
I hope we get a chance to ask him.
I'd
But
like to ask him a lot of questions at the moment. And the dog's about to hang himself.
Well, poor Peter's in a tough spot here. He's got about, I guess it's about 40,000 left if he folds.
Well, he's got to fold,
Yeah.
and he's just been absolutely decimated by the power play to his left, who has sensed twice when he's been going in with under top spec. And now Peter Gialis is in trouble, in his own mind possibly, that at some stage he's got to start going all in and making a move. He's well behind the others now. He's 120,000 adrift on Andy Pyra, who's in third position in the chip count, and things are getting desperate.
It's a soap beatdown in the game tonight. Only 3 spots left and 4 at the table. The Piranha, Gialis, Clayton, and Sointula. And the Merry Wives of Windsor couldn't have a fiercer game to play right now.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
Things are getting desperate.
I'll tell you, the problem from Peter's point of view, I mean, he can look around this table. Who is there to pick on? He's got Sointula, Clayton, and Andy Pyra. They're 3 of the toughest customers that ever walked down the pike right now.
Yes, there's a slight change of quote when you look around the table and don't spot the weakling.
They say when you're surrounded by a group of bullies, always pick out the little guy to fight. But I mean, there is no little guy here for Peter to fight right now.
Well, the temptation to panic must be immense.
There's been, I think it's a limp in by Yanni and a raise by Dave Clayton in the big blind with the queen 3, and Dave has outflopped Sointula here with the bottom pair.
I think the
14,000.
situation won't go much further. Well, Clayton's making a steady increase in his chips, moving up the ladder. He's just gone chip leader.
He likes to pounce on weakness, this Dave Clayton. Just somehow sensed, I think by Yanni's limp-in maybe, that he was weak and decided to find that time to raise.
Well, although it's not the greatest prediction in the world now, you do have to feel that Yanni Sointula and Dave Clayton will get to the final. Obviously, with a player so low on chips, he would be a massive favourite
What if they clash?
to go out. What if they clash? They won't go anywhere near each other, I would imagine. Rule 1, keep away from somebody who can bust you when you're doing very well as it is. It's this guy they're interested in. Everybody's interested in trying to get this guy out now.
Pass.
That's their objective.
He must feel like
Pass.
Pepe's wearing the scarlet letter.
And if Peter Gialis goes any lower down in chips, the players may even feel like they can all take a free shot at him by calling, all calling.
Pass.
What would be the scenario, do you think, Jesse, if obviously you could get back in the game, if Peter Gialis goes a little bit lower in chips and then goes all in for, say, 35,000, something like that, do they all take a punt and all put 35,000 in each to get him out? Where's the mark for that?
There must be a level at which that would happen.
That's why Gialis now, when he bets, he must go all in. He can't afford to get it any lower. He may or should have done that last time.
Tell you, Clayton is whistling, but to Gialis it just sounds like a funeral dirge. He's looking very somber indeed, and
Okay.
don't exactly know what his plan should be from here. I guess, as you say, he has to just make the all-in move, and that's it.
Anything else might just get picked off for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, he has to get his chips in first. You're right.
Pass.
Now would be a start.
Raise.
Oh,
12,000 more.
No, he's hoping to see some cards.
I actually think that is the best plan for Peter Gialis. Pick up some very big hands very soon. Fortunately.
That's always a good plan, to pick up good cards, isn't it? That's a plan I always seem to have. It never goes right.
That was going in.
All in.
Oh.
Well,
He's just drawn a line in the sand here, Steve. Pyra raised 12,
26,000.
and the re-raise is 26,000, and Andy's not guaranteed to call.
no, but I think he's going to do the maths now. Well, I think probably the top pros would definitely call.